morning, everyone. I hope everybody's enjoying the beginning of a bright, shiny new year. For those of you who celebrate, it's Nine Ladies Dancing Day. And as is customary here on YouTube, I am going to make some year in review. By the way, this creature behind me, I'm glad you're actually getting a look at her. Yes. Yes, I'm keeping the doors open today because my husband is out and he will be back in a little bit, but I can I don't have to worry about disturbing about anything from any noise from downstairs or anything that he's involved in. We're not going to contrast disagreeably with one another. So, Demelza is her name. She has a brother named Ross. Yes, Matt and I are both Poldark fans, and we both love our tuxedo darlings very dearly. As you can see, I have a tribute to them on my shirt. So, year in review. Gonna start with the movie side of things. I have seen a total of 12 new releases in the year 2025. And I decided that I would rank them in order of star ratings, the number of stars that I would give them if I were an official movie critic. And I will say, just to start out, that none of these reviews are, and I don't see movies I hate. None of these are movies that I hated. I do like some of them more than others, but generally I don't see movies that I hate, and I don't go into a movie that I feel pretty sure that I will hate, that is just not for me. Either I'm not the target demographic, or the plot line, the storyline doesn't appeal. So, if you're expecting any kind of worst list, you're not going to get that. So, here is my ranking of the 12 movies that I've seen in the year 2025, new releases, from less liked it to loved it. So to start out with 3 stars, this is actually my only straight up 3-star rating, is The Ballad of Wallace Island. And with each of these, I'm going to give a quick statement of what I liked and maybe something that I didn't like as much. What I liked was the protagonist. This is a man who invites 2 of his favorite musicians to give a concert where he lives, on the island where he lives, and it turns out that he's really inviting them to give a concert for just himself. And I like the way that the movie gradually makes you like and respect him, because at first he seems a little pathetic, he seems desperate, lonely, and you're kind of looking at him through the eyes of one of the musicians there. That is like, is this guy for real? This guy is just weird. But by the end of the movie, he has emerged as a fleshed out and, I think, likable character. What I didn't like about the movie, and what keeps it from getting a half or more stars higher than this, is that I felt Carey Mulligan's character was hard done by. I don't think that she was given a fair shake. I thought she was written off far too easily. And she had what I thought was the beginning of an arc, and then it was just summarily dropped in the last third of the film. So, didn't really like that aspect of it at all. Next on the list, from liked to liked a little more, is the reboot of The Naked Gun. I like Liam Neeson doing comedy. I like that he has a good sense of humor about himself. I actually thought the chemistry between him and Pamela Anderson was pretty strong. The only thing that I might have to say a little bit negatively is that these movies can stay out their welcome because oftentimes there isn't a serious core to attach the emotions to. So, enjoyed the heck out of it, laughed a lot. It did what it promised to do, so it gets 3.5 stars from me. The next 3.5 star movie, again, from liked a little more to liked a little more. And that would be Jane Austen Wrecked My Life. This was the only rom com that I saw this year. And it gets high points from me because I did like the two characters involved. They were both treated as people as opposed to the protagonist and the love interest. I also appreciated that the female lead character's ambitions in a career or in a creative way were not completely dropped in favor of the romantic plot. So, those are the things I liked about it. If there's one thing I didn't like about it, maybe it would be that it just wasn't as memorable as I would have liked it to be. When I was making a list of the movies that I'd seen this year, I actually forgot to put that one on there. It's like, oh yeah, I did see that and I did like it. So that's next on my list, 3.5 stars. Now to move up to the solid 4 star ratings, and I got three of those. The first one is Superman. I did like David Corenswet's take on the character. I did think Nicholas Hoult was a rather scary ideologue Lex Luthor, whose primary motivation seemed to be bigotry, racism. And that's always a pretty disturbing but potent motivation for a villain. And I also liked Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane, the the career woman, journalist, serious reporter aspects of her character were played up. She actually takes steps to rescue Superman when he's in trouble rather than her being the damsel in distress that needs rescuing. She's not a superhero, but she uses what she has to do the right thing and to work for justice. So I appreciated that aspect of her character. What I didn't like about it, really the only bad thing I can say about it, is that it just wasn't 1978 Superman the movie with Christopher Reeve, because that's what I grew up with. So even though I really, really liked this movie, it didn't knock the other one, the earlier film, out of the preeminent place in my heart. So 4 solid stars. I do recommend it. It's a lot of fun. And I think most people who go into it without a pre existing agenda should enjoy it very much. Next comes Zootopia 2. And it's good to catch up with Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps, because I really liked those characters the first time I got to know them in the first Zootopia. Now I like them even more as their bond has deepened, and I liked their adventure. I liked the new character of Gary DeSnake, and I thought Ke Huy Quan did a wonderful job as his voice. There isn't much negative I have to say about this at all. It was just a very fun animated movie, and I predict it will perform well as a Best Animated Feature nominee at this year's Oscars. After that, Wicked for Good. Wicked for Good was always going to land with me. I've seen the stage play. I knew what Wicked for Good was going to be about. I knew that it was going to suffer from a little bit of second act syndrome, because, after all, the second act of the stage play did not hit the same highs as the first act of the stage play. So, yeah, it was going to be at least a little bit of a come down. But it did take Elphaba and Galinda's story to its conclusion. I love Elphaba, and I came really over the course of the two films to love Galinda as well. I think Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande give wonderful performances. I think the numbers are for the most part staged well, although I do have a couple of questions about As Long as You're Mine. But it gave me what I needed it to give me, even though I know it's not as big a hit with the critics. Audiences, however, seem to like it pretty well. But alas, I don't think this movie is going to hit the heights at the box office that the first film did. So it's not going to do the Return of the King thing. So that's regrettable, but still, the movie exists. It concludes the story of these two characters whom I love very much. And so it's got to go high on my list. It is 4 stars. Now, I'm going to run out of time before I get to my top 5, to my 5-star ratings. So I'm going to cut this video a little short and be back with you momentarily for part 2.